Okay, it is 2:00. Hereby call to order the meeting of the Erie County Capital Projects Committee for projects to be considered for 2026. We have marked down the attendees. We have 12 members officially, 7 need our quorum, and we currently have myself, the budget director, Mark Cornell, Comptroller Kevin Hardwick, Minority Leader John Mills, Commissioner Bill Geary, Commissioner Dan Castle, Commissioner Troy Schindel in person. We also are joined by Deputy County Executive Lisa Shamara as members of the committee. And if other members of the committee should appear, then we will note them for the record. The first item up for approval, and it actually is an approval item, is a discussion first on local law number 1, 2025, with regards to public comment policy for all meetings and committees of Erie County advisory boards. This is different than what we would have done in the past. And then approval of the proposed public comment policy. So I'll turn it over to Budget Director Mark Cornell to talk about this.
Thank you. As everyone is aware, earlier this year, the legislature adopted local law number 1 of 2025, which is the Meeting Transparency Act. So there are some changes with how this committee is going to function to meet the spirit and intent of that law. First of all, we have set up a public website that is based off of the budget website that was included a link to with some basic information about it, but that will also be a repository for all of the meeting minutes, the agendas, documents, and the video recordings of these meetings via WebEx. There is the opportunity for the public to participate in these meetings, both attending in person or via WebEx. They are able to register specifically for that. Should any members of the public plan to attend the meetings, we should know of that in advance due to registration. But then also, they would have an opportunity at the conclusion of every meeting before it is adjourned to make public comment. So we have Exhibit 1. It's just the copy of the local law for your notice. This is something that will be new for all of the boards and committees going forward. Exhibit 2 is a draft that I have put together for a public comment policy. This is based off of prior public comment policy, specifically the one being used for the Erie Arts and Cultural Advisory Board. So that is something, if everyone had a moment to read that, I would like to take a motion, if we can, for a vote to approve that public comment policy and see if anyone has any changes to that.
Before we take that, I'll note for the record that our Majority Leader John Gilmore, legislature, has joined us. Thank you, legislator. Do we have a motion on the floor to approve the public comment policy? Is it identified in Exhibit B in the agenda package?
I will make a
motion approved. There's a motion from the budget director, a second from the Majority Leader. Is there any comment or discussion on the issue? Hearing none, all in favor signify by stating aye. Aye. Anybody opposed? Carries unanimous. The next item is a pretty lengthy and an impressive list of projects, which we are not going to go through all of them today. Of course, we'll be going through these individually as committees come up, but I will note we have you all should have the projects committee book. If you don't, please make sure you have one. And we also have included in the projects committee book, and as well as the agenda items that have been requested in years past. Just let know for the record, our chairman, Tim Myers, joined. as well as legislator Lawrence Dupree. So what I'd like to do is just briefly discuss. We have a very, very, very large amount of dollar figures projects to consider. If you look at what is tab or exhibit C on the last page of it, now this also includes a request for a new Erie County Correctional Facility at a $480 million price tag. But even including that, the total cost of all projects is $944 million, with a county share of $868 million. Plus some, I think it's fair to say we will not be doing a capital project in that amount. So we're going to have a lot of analysis to do on our hands to come up with a capital projects program for 2026 that is affordable and makes sense for the county. There are a lot of good spreadsheets that were provided by Mark and his team. I want to commend them for doing that. You'll see in Exhibit D a 5-year capital project request approval comparison. So you'll see the total amount as officially requested compared to what was approved and requested in prior years. You will also take a look at Exhibit E of similar capital project requests. So based on what was requested by the department or division, similar project requests in recent years, which I know there have been requests for this in the past, so that you have a better understanding of what actually is expected. In Exhibit F is the 2025 final capital projects. Mark, why don't you, in the controller's office, kind of give everyone an update on where we stand with regards to the bond resolution and how much we're expecting to be borrowing and when?
Absolutely. So we actually had a call earlier today for sort of final preparations for our rating agency calls that are on next Tuesday, the 17th. We are anticipating having a final bond sale in mid-July, I think approximately the 20th, to do, what is our total amount here? We have for project, the final amount for the county proceeds is going to be $65.9 million. Now, the final bond amount is going to be slightly different from that. One, because there is a division of what they call par and premium, and I won't bore everyone with all the explanation of why that is divided up. But also there is a minor series for the sewers of approximately $1 million that will be paid for separately by the sewer districts themselves. So the total issuance is about $67 million, but that includes the $1 million for the sewers.
Thank you. I'll note for the record, we've been joined by Legislator Taisha St. Jean Tart. Are there any questions on the exhibits that were basically E to F, specifically the 2025 bond resolution that will be moving forward soon? You will note there's been a question in the past in Exhibit G It is a listing of recent borrowings and current project status, such as how much money is unspent. You have, of course, had requests for this in the past, so we're providing it now in case anybody had any questions on the past borrowings and their status with regards to how much money is outstanding in these projects. I don't expect you to go through these with a fine-tooth comb right now, but I ask you to review it for our next meeting. So if there were any particular questions that needed to be asked, you could hopefully present them to the budget office prior to the meeting so they could be prepared on how to respond with regards to the amount of money that may be spent or unspent with regards to a particular project, the reason why.
Yeah, the only notations I would add to that are, one, this is the document that is provided regularly to the legislature and clocked in. This is the most recent one that had been clocked in, which was as of April 1st. We will be preparing another one to be sent over for July 1st in a few weeks, which will be, this is the updated amount of spent, committed, available, and those items are highlighted that have changed between the quarters.
Any comments on that? If not, Exhibit H is the outstanding debt service. That service goes until 2039 as of today. The outstanding debt service, you see the principal, interest, existing debt, $436 million. The estimated amounts for Series A and Series B being refunding, and A, the general obligation bond, and what the expectations will be with regards to the additional debt that's placed. So it is expected to increase with regards to the general obligation bonds somewhere in the vicinity of $471 million. Refunding amounts there. Any questions on that? That tells you how much we have. We are still substantially under our constitutional debt limit. Don't know the exact percentage, but we're very well under it.
Yeah, I don't know if the constitutional debt limits are practical in any real sense.
We'd have to be in the billions to be near our debt limit.
Yeah, we have received at least the preliminary estimates for cash flow for the 2025 series, and they're a hair under $6.1 million of annual debt service. It's really 6.075 approximately, and it varies slightly by year. So that currently speaking, we have a pretty good estimate for 2026 where we will be increasing our overall debt service by about $4.5 million. However, for 2027, which would be the year that theoretically anything that we discussed today would be both bonded for and become debt service. We already have existing series of bonds or debt service that are falling off. So our beginning level is 48.7 million, where we think 2026 is going to be about 53.6. It's a difference of $4.9 million less than next year.
This includes the stadium bonding?
Correct. This includes all of that. So really what this shows is that from our 10-year average debt service between 2015 and 2024, we averaged approximately $60.8 million in annual debt service. And in 2024, we fell off of what I have been calling a debt service cliff, where our debt service was $40.7 million. Then with the stadium borrowing and then the expectation of this 2025 series, that brings us up to 53.6, which is still $7.2 million below our 10-year average. Meaning we still have that.
We made a concerted effort those years to try to reduce the debt. We actually reduced the debt substantially. Part of the reason is we knew we had a big project that was coming up, which was the football stadium. And because of the agreements with the legislature, we actually put less debt on the football stadium than we were originally thinking we were, because we paid for half of the football stadium obligation with our cash on hand. So we're actually in a pretty good situation. Not to say that I expect us to do $400 million of borrowing or anything like that for next year, but we're actually in a pretty good situation at this point.
There were also a number of projects that were considered for bonding that were ultimately converted into paid-over projects as well. That reduced that overhead.
Are there any questions regarding the debt service? Okay, hearing none, we have only one other thing on the agenda, that is to review the proposed schedule. We will be taking a break, and then the second meeting of the Capital Projects Committee, the first meeting to go through a particular department or division, will be on July 10th, which is highways. We propose the 17th, buildings and grounds, and the sheriff. Presentation 3 will be meeting 4 on the 24th. Has a lot of the smaller department requests, including Central Police Services, DISS, Health, Homeland Security, Parks and Personnel. Presentation number 4, which will be the 5th meeting, will be July 31st, which will include environmental planning, the legislature, the library, SUNY Erie, and external agencies, which include Roycroft, Buffalo Center for Arts and Technology, Spectrum Health, and the Buffalo Jewish Federation. Then, if we have to do callbacks, we have that scheduled for August 7th, with a meeting for final vote on August 14th.
And that would allow us to meet our charter mandated requirement to have this approved capital program by August 15th.
Is there any discussion on the timeline? I will ask for a vote to say that the committee approves these timelines, so I'll entertain a motion to approve the committee schedule as presented. Is a motion from Commissioner Cassidy, second from Majority Leader Gilmore. Any further comments or discussion on it? Hearing none, all in favor signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Carries unanimous. That is the last item on the agenda today, so I will entertain a motion to adjourn. Motion from Chairman Myers, second. Second from Commissioner Shizzle. Favor signify by stating aye. Aye. Carries unanimous. Thanks, everybody.
And that's
Thank you, everyone online.